Sliced it up and put it on my fork, chewed it and burped it out. New show on YouTube called Spice Drop, the merch is out. We cooking on camera, making recipes for your house. I think it's safe to say the play I made is worth it now.
Spice Drop, and we're here, and we're off. What we're doing today is we're gonna make some delicious pulled beef. We're not gonna call this barbacoa exactly because I don't have all of the ingredients that go into a proper barbacoa. What we're working with today is beef shanks. And what I've done is I've taken these out of the fridge a while ago. They're nice and salted. They've been dry brining for a minute. A very rough cut of meat. They're not tender. What you have to do is you have to cook these down for a long period of time. What we have is an Instant Pot, which is going to help with that. So what we're doing now is we're getting all our mise en place together. These are some New Mexican chilies, dried chilies, and we're going to reconstitute those with some homemade chipotle peppers. Chipotle peppers are just smoked jalapeno peppers. We're going to go in with 3 smoked jalapeno peppers. We're also going to go in with 2 of those Mexican chilies. And what we could do is cover these with some hot water. And we're gonna let those sit in there for about, I don't know, 10 minutes. They should be good. And while they're sitting in there, we're going to make ourselves a chili paste. So you just throw these in a bowl of hot water here. Put those under the water. We're gonna go in with some onions and start building this chili paste. Chop in some onions. These don't have to be any kind of particular way because we're gonna blend all this up anyways and add it to our Instant Pot as the liquid. Onion skins, Jesus Christ. If we could just make them easier, why can't we take a banana skin and put it on an onion, you know? Has anyone thought of that? I gotta call science on Monday, see what the hell's going on. Can we get the banana skin on the onion and on the garlic? I just dropped half an onion in the garbage. These fucking onion skins. So like I'm saying, you just rough chop these. Doesn't have to be really precise. You could keep them in half if you wanted to, really. We're just going into the blender. If I was a Bond villain, my name would be Onion Skin. How we usually say you want to keep these uniform, in this situation, it doesn't matter. Because it's all going to be blended up. Okay, garlic, whole head of garlic, boom. So what I like to do, I like to go assembly line method. So we want to stomp out all the cloves, and then I take all the skins off together. If you try to do one from beginning to end, I find that it's your fingers are all stuck up before you even get to your second piece of garlic, so get them all set up to actually extract the clove from the skins, and then that's its own stuff like that. Boom. This seems to go a little faster. Boom, boom. Let's say 4 onions, a head of garlic. To that, we're going to add 1 jalapeno pepper. Our peppers are looking to be constituted, so we're going to take the seeds and the stems out of our jalapeno. I don't want to add too much spice. We already are going in with some chipotle and adobo. We're going in with a couple chipotle peppers. And I don't know what those New Mexican chilies are capable of. I don't know what's going on in there. My instinct would tell me that they're not spicy that much because they're pretty big. And what I found, usually the smaller the peppers, the hotter they are. We go in 1 jalapeno. Save some of that chili water. It didn't really take on color. Usually if you're doing this, it'll take on a color, like a red, if you're doing chipotle with some red jalapenos. Or how we have those beautiful New Mexican chilies in there, the red. Usually the water will turn a little red. We're only going to rip this one halfway open. So there's a few other seeds left in there. If you can see, you got a few seeds. You need a little spice in your life. Here's these guys. These guys are like maracas. Okay, these are pretty leathery skinned here. So we're going to drop out the maraca part and just keep the cool red part. So this is what the chilies are going to look like once they're reconstituted. They're pliable now. We have a little bit of this water. You can see me pour it. It is a little red in hue. So we're going to add that in there. Beautiful. And what we're going to do to make our chili paste, we have our chilies in here. We got our onions, our garlic. We're going to go in here with some Mexican beer. If you don't want to use beer, you don't have to. Let's see. We got Dos Equis. I've just read that it's a good idea to use a darker beer. Modelo Negro is a good one to use, is what I've read. I did not see that at the store. So we're rolling with some Dos Equis. So let's grab our blender back here. So we got probably about 4 onions, a head of garlic, a few chipotle peppers. What else are we going in with? We're going in with tomatoes, 2 tomatoes. Okay, 2 Roma tomatoes. I mean, sometimes I prefer a canned tomato. I'm gonna have to be really honest with you. Beef broth. I want to lighten this up with some beef broth. You use chicken broth. You can do whatever you want. This is your kitchen. Well, this is not your kitchen. This is our kitchen. But when you're watching this is your kitchen. We always get the unsalted. So you don't need a lot of beef stock at this point. What was that? Maybe like a cup? Because the onions in there, those onions and those tomatoes, they both have a lot of moisture that are going to provide you with lubrication when everything starts spinning. So we got our blender here. We're gonna take it behind the camera, turn it on. We got a chili paste. Okay, wow. Almost lost the chili paste. Is this cover not even on here? Is this cover not working anymore? What? Oh, okay. There you go. As I was blending that up, I did forget something, and that is our chipotles and adobo. We love adobo. We love chipotles. We love everything. So we're gonna throw some chipotles in here. I was like, why is this not turning red like everyone else's? That's why. So we want mostly the sauce. Get a few in there, it's not a big deal. Let's go in with about half the can since we used our own homemade jalapeno chipotles. And also give it a taste. God, it's so good. I love it. It is spicy though. Very smoky, a little tangy. Might also hit it with a can of tomatoes. And that's what we're gonna do. This is, honestly, I'm going off color here. I know that's gonna turn it pretty red. So we got that. We're not gonna add our beer and mix it all up. We're gonna add our beer after we mix it. Okay, back on the blender. What we're gonna do, pour this back in our bowl so we can kind of adjust for some seasonings and things. See what we're working with here. This, along with a thing of beef broth here, is gonna be what we cook our barbacoa meat in. So to clean this out, I'm just putting this beef broth in here because we know we're gonna add it in eventually. And now we're gonna use it to clean out all of this good stuff on the inside of our blender. So back on the blender here. There you go. Pour that right out there. Beautiful. Okay, that worked out. So basically this recipe is just a sofrito. What we're gonna do, take our fork here, mix up our nice chili paste. We're also gonna add some smoked paprika, quite a bit of smoked paprika here. Probably just add the rest of it. And that's quite a bit. There you go. This is a lot of chili paste. That paprika turned it a really nice red color too. So we could see, if you couldn't see before, if you don't know, now you know. You got it in there like that. Yeah. That paprika really did it. Then we got salt, going in with a lot of salt. Let's say this is about a tablespoon. So let's say 1, 2, 2.5. 2.5 tablespoons of salt, or just big pinches. That's like the perfect amount of salt right there. Okay, lime juice. So we're going in with the juice of 1 lime. Boom, boom. Oh yeah, that's a real good flavor there. Boom. We got our lime. We're also gonna add some more different spices in here. We want to grind up some cumin. We always want to do fresh ground cumin, just like pepper. And some cinnamon is going to go in here too, so we're going to throw those in the spice grinder together. Also need some oregano. You do want a pretty hefty dose. Where's our cumin? I took our cumin down. We got some cumin and some cloves. We also want cloves. We're going to leave those whole. We're going to put those in there whole. And what we're going to do is get our spice grinder, which is also a coffee grinder. Perfect. We're going to taste and adjust. So throw in a tablespoon of cumin. We got some cinnamon. This is some Ceylon cinnamon, I believe. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. I don't know where it comes from. I don't know why it's used. I think actually this is Chinese cinnamon. We're going to use about maybe like a half stick. Put that in our spice grinder there. You might go in with some coriander too. You want the hint of cinnamon in there. So use about, maybe about a half a tablespoon. Add a little more. So now we're going to say a whole tablespoon of cinnamon. 2 tablespoons of cumin. We got our chili sauce that we just made. Can't forget the cloves. We're going to use about 4 cloves. What's that, 5 cloves? 5 cloves. 5 whole cloves. Now what we have to do, we have to sear our meat. We're going to do that in the Instant Pot. But for searing, what are we going to use? We're not going to use olive oil. In this situation, we're going to use peanut oil just because I have some open. And we use these oils for searing because we're going at high heat. If you're going high heat, you're going to want to get an oil with a high smoke point. So when you throw your food in, or before you throw your food in, you're not burning your oil and giving it an off taste. And all we're looking to do is just get a good crust. Get some good color on here. Okay, we're going to test this pan, see if it's hot. We're going to throw our beef in here. I know you can't see me doing this either, but... So we're smelling, we're cooking with feeling, we're smelling the air, and it smells like that beef is getting a good sear on it. So we're going to go flip it. I don't really have to take these out, but I wanted you to see we got a little bit of color. Again, not super important. They're gonna look completely different when we actually take them out. Now, throw those back in, cover them with our chili sauce, and we're cooking. Just, here you go. Maybe a nice view of that without spilling it all over the floor. Yeah, like that. There you go. Yeah. So, in with our sofritos. Boom. So right now we're waiting for the sofrito to kind of boil, get a little hot. Oh my God, are you serious? Are you serious? I forgot the fucking cloves. I did it. Honestly, I did it. That's not Hollywood. 5 cloves going in. Sofrito's looking nice. Throw our beef back in. And we're cooking. In with about a half can of dark Mexican lager. On there for 60 minutes. Perfect, we're gonna let that go. Back in 60 minutes. Spice drop! And we back! So it's looking good. Fucking perfect. Now, we can make a birria taco. I don't think that's how you say that. Maybe it is. And then we might make a cilantro lime crema. Probably want 2 cloves of garlic, 1 bunch of cilantro. So we get our garlic, crush it up. So we're gonna throw 2 cloves of garlic into your blender. Then, what we need to do for this is give it a little lubrication, and in which case, here, we're going to use milk. Just a little bit of milk, and then some jalapeno juice. Boom. Get our little mixy. I'm gonna mix this up. Probably add the yogurt now, because we're gonna make this with yogurt. This is gonna take quite a bit of yogurt, so it's probably gonna take about a half container of yogurt. First, we're gonna mix this up. Gotta sneak behind you here. Whoop. Okay. Boom. Now we got our garlic cilantro crema. Nice green color. See that? That's looking real good. Now we can make our birria taco. So we have our sauce for our tacos, like the birria sauce that we dip everything into. We're gonna dip our tortillas into our birria sauce. So what we're looking at here is a little birria operation. We get some tortillas. Missed a step, and that step is to chop the onions. We're gonna chop the onions before we start cooking on the stove over here. Using a white onion, good sharp flavor. Fucking onion skins. You don't need a whole onion, probably about a quarter of an onion. So you drop your birria taco in your sauce, both sides. We're gonna fry it up, get that shell going a little bit. Some of our shredded beef on there, onion, some cilantro, some of our crema. Probably gonna want cheese on that. Since this is the first taco, just kind of freestyling it a little bit. And we're gonna give it the old flippy flipper. How many skins does this onion have? Oh, we're getting crispy, I can feel you. That's a birria taco. No? Birria taco number 2. Dip. Perfect. Throw that hot pan. Put some beef in there. Some onion. Some cilantro. Crema. Some cheeses. Boom. And we're moving. And we'll chop our avocado that we can eat kind of as an aside. Slice it up a little bit. Boom. Avocado slices out. Get some limes out. Pretty dipper. Really what we're looking for. It's a good looking taco right there. Take this guy out. Beautiful. Looking real good over here. We got one more brie after this. So what we're doing when we're dipping these tortillas in the consomme that we made from the beef is we're effectively covering them in fat. But what we're doing is you got a layer of fat on top of there from cooking that beef in that sauce now. So when you dip your tortilla in there initially before you cook it, you're covering it in that layer of fat so it could fry up in the pan. That's why you dip it before you cook it, and then it's customary to take out the a little bit of that cooking consomme. Take a bit of that out with the tacos, and you can dip them in as you eat them too. Okay, I think we're ready. And what we're looking at here, those are birria tacos. So we got a nice fried outside shell with our nice braised beef on the inside, and a little cilantro garlic crema that we made, that we whipped up right before we fried the tacos. Spice drop, Benny Holmes.
That's cause we're cooking everything in
Now we're
any season. Plenty seasoning on the food when we're preparing it. And when it's finished, we're all sitting down and sharing it.